Hey, in this video, we're gonna go over the advice 95% of club players won't take, and it's exactly why they're gonna stay at this level. So what is this magical advice that 95% of players won't take? It is to get 5,000 to 10,000 touches a day. And I start off at 5,000 touches a day because you can do that day in and day out, whether you have training or not. Very, very simple. It only takes 25 to 30 minutes on the ball, and it literally hones the skills that you need to master. Now, why is it so important to get that many touches? Research shows again and again, just this last month, another report came out that underlying all things, the deciding factor for players to move to the next level is always technical ability, because physical ability can be developed, and we expect it to not be developed until you're like 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. In fact, UEFA players, they're getting better all the way up until they're 25 to 30 years old. So physical comes later. But the thing that takes years and years to develop is soccer IQ. And you can't develop soccer IQ on the ball, that decision-making process, if you're having to stare down at the ground. You can't develop soccer IQ when a ball is getting ready to be played to you if I have to stare at it because I'm so nervous about my first touch. So when the ball's being pinged to me, am I able to look around and make decisions, then glance down, get a first touch, know exactly where it's going to be, and get that ball back off to my feet in an effective and efficient manner? That's why 5,000 touches. And that's just a baseline. It's arbitrary, right? But getting 25, 30 minutes of deep work in a progressive system, right? So we're not doing the same thing day in and day out, but we're progressing and we're challenging ourselves. The other reason why it's so important is because kids burn out constantly from driving around going to get all of this specialized training. There's no need for it whatsoever, right? If you have a wall or a rebounder and you have a ball, you need nothing else. You don't even really need to go outside, okay? You can just move the coffee table or go downstairs in your basement. I grew up north for part of my life. Just get touches on the ball, challenge yourself, train with yourself, get creative, okay? And of course, we have programs for this. We have a lot of competitors that have programs for this. But the reason why the technical training is and how we've set it up is it's efficient, right? So imagine you have your technical, you have your tactical, which is what club soccer is really supposed to be doing, right? They're supposed to give you a framework for taking the technical skills you develop at home, learning to apply them, giving you opportunity to do 1v1s, passive, active, now in small groups, and then how do I apply it to 11v11, right? There's not enough time at club practice for you to get thousands and thousands of touches every single practice. So you have to come with that skill, okay? With that rhythm and coordination with the ball, with that first touch, okay? So now I've got to get my mental toughness in. Okay, now I've got to get all of my physical training in. And so what we end up doing in America is I'm going to drive out to club practice, and then I'm going to drive to some fancy private training, and then I'm going to drive to some speed and agility training, then I'm going to drive to go lift weights. How much time? Most kids spend almost as much time in the car as they do doing their training, and it's because all of their training is very compartmentalized, and it's just not efficient. Okay, whether it's effective or not, we could argue about that, right? But it's certainly not efficient, because what you can do is you can actually get your 5,000 touches a day, limit the rest time, or maybe add in small little agile sprints in there, and you can get not only your aerobic base in there, but also be building up the strength and the bounciness in your legs while you're getting thousands of touches a day. Now that is efficiency. Okay, and this is why the piece of advice that just underlies so many great players, 5,000 touches a day in and day out. And if you're following a program like us, you're going to be super fit and you can be building up your lower legs. That is a lot of bang for your buck, for your training time. And guess what? You don't need to drive anywhere, okay? You can get all your training done in 30, maybe 40 minutes with a warm-up and a cool-down. Go play with your friends. Play video games. Scroll through social media, because guess what? You've already taken care of your business, right? You've already put in the time for your dreams. I got my 5,000 touches in. So 95% of players won't be getting those 5,000 touches a day because they just won't take the advice. They think that some special kind of training that they have to drive across town to, that's the secret. When really it's all about your relationship with the ball, building up your lower legs, building up your lungs and your work capacity, and doing it as efficiently as possible so it doesn't drain you, so it doesn't burn you out. So my question now for you is, are you getting your 5,000 touches a day?